Greetings, Capricorn. This one is for you. This is Tarot Lumination with your love and relationship report for September 2017. And that's you, Capricorn, over there, okay? Now, we're just going to get right into it because we're very late posting these, making them and everything. So we're just going to kind of get on with it, okay? And we'll see how it goes, see what the story tells. I know a lot of you Capricorns have been really through the grinder lately. Pluto is still there in your 7th house of relationship, and it's not going away anytime soon. And also, just so that you know, heads up, 2018, Saturn goes into Capricorn as well for another 2.5 years there. So just be prepared, okay? Let's cut it and then let's start reading, all right? Here we go. All right, no messing around. This would be your energy, okay, Capricorn? This would be the energy of a significant other, person of interest. This is deep down inside of you, all right? This is deep down inside of the other. And this is the core of the relationship itself. It's on the understanding that there's yourself, another, and the relationship itself in a way that the relationship has an identity and a structure of its own. That is not you, it's not the other, it's the relationship. And in a very healthy relationship, the two parties conduct themselves through the relationship rather than one-to-one like this. Even though you might, of course, obviously engage and relate as two beings this manner, in terms of spirit, you would always direct the relationship of intimacy and separation through the relationship itself. A lot of folks get into a relationship situation thinking they have a strong crucible structure, but they end up relating like this, and the structure essentially could be deeply flawed, and they don't know it, and they wonder why things go wrong. Okay, let's have a look. Now we're going to also look at the bottom card in a moment. Sorry, here's the top card. This is kind of where the momentum is going towards the end of the reading here. You'll see in a moment. We're going to look at the bottom card in just a second. That's going to be what I think of as the weather that permeates the situation. It does not own you. It's just the weather, and you make the best of it, whatever it is, okay? Just like regular, real-life, three-dimensional weather out there. And you have the Ace of Wands. So here, for you, Capricorn and Virgo, it doesn't surprise me. The Virgo energy is very supportive for you, and you really need it right now. So you might be catching this wind here. It's very strong indication that, let's say, the weather is turning in your favor, where so long as you understand that and see that and perceive it that way, you can take advantage of this situation. In other words, you have an opportunity. It's a golden opportunity. It's an ace. These are very fleeting energies. They come and go, and it's up to you to grab the moment. You have the right, the duty, and obligation. Of course, the angels would think, like, if you didn't accept the situation, of course it would hurt their feelings, because they do have feelings, but they're not going to interfere in your life and force this upon you, okay? It's up to you to accept this as an opportunity, okay, here in September. Let's have a look. What's your energy like? Okay, so you have the Nine of Pentacles here. So as tough as it might have been, or tough as it is, or tough as it has been perhaps over the last few years, this is a little moment, like a little oasis in time, where you might be able to gather your resources, collect everything with the Nine of Discs here, and have a really good heart-to-heart with yourself, and like formally agree with yourself. You know what, Capricorn? I don't know how I made it this far, but I did it, and we're going to keep going. I do have all the resources that I need. I have everything out there, and it's just exactly the way it should be. Can't be any other way, and I now fully understand that. I am noticing that in this period of time here in September, and we're going to make the best of it, okay? This is a chance to really tap in, even if it's just for a short period of time. You know, we live in what is called time, and this is a time-based reading here. It will unfold over time, okay? And so the indication here with the Nine of Discs is that you're aware of this moment. It's just like being a really good sailor, and you're just puttering along and living your life, and then you notice, there's a shift in winds. The same things are changing. It's time to take full advantage of that. It's also like being a very good farmer type of energy, where you're fully aware of what's going on, and you can see it well and you can read it well, like you have a very good natural internal GPS system, guidance system, and that's your own. You're not just floating around free on the wind, allowing fate to blow you. You recognize this opportunity in September and you're going for it because it gives you the chance to be like more you than you've ever been before. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's actually very, very healthy to claim your identity, your independence, your rights to be you, and own it and keep it. Okay? And this is your chance now. Let's have a look. Of course, we're talking about a relationship, but this is your chance for you as well. Okay? Let's have a look at the other. Okay? Wow. So there's a lot of opportunity happening here in September for you, Capricorn, in the relationship dynamic. And it might be that you're dealing with a significant other who feels exactly the same way. Of course, that's from their perspective. They are radiating the energy of Ace of Pentacles. Now, if they're not aware of the abundance and the opportunity in this situation, in this relationship dynamic right now, you might be very aware of it, and you might be perceiving this person of interest as having their own like spiritual awakening as well when it comes to the energy of opportunity. This is real life, physical, tangible opportunity where you can bring that energy into life, and that's for them, okay? And they might be, in other words, here's two significant beings living their lives, having a very clear perspective with themselves and each other that, in other words, hey, we might be in a really good spot right now. Let's take advantage of it. And you're going like, you know what? I'm thinking the same thing. Well, I don't know what was happening before, but you know what? With all that stuff, that good stuff that's out there that Tarot Illumination was talking about, that stuff, all the good energy of passion and inspiration and drive to go for it, to make it. It's almost like they're saying, you know what? I smell it too. I don't know exactly what's going to happen or how or why, but I think we ought to jump on it. And you're like, you know what? I'm game. I'm up for it. If you're up for it, okay, I'm up for it too. Cool. Let's see what happens. Now that's what's happening kind of on the surface. We have no idea what's going on deep inside. Let's have a look, because you both have history. You both have baggage. You both have awesome gifts, and you both have your challenges, okay? And everybody has that, especially in a loving, healthy relationship. You treat that as something sacred, okay? You don't belittle or undermine the significant other because of their so-called flaws or weaknesses. You embrace it as being a full-on person, and you accept them as they are. And in a really healthy relationship, they accept you and love you as you are, with all your flaws and baggage and weaknesses. So you might be in one of those situations right now where you might have been around the block many times, you know, or together. You might have been together for a long time. Or this might be something brand new. It's only just started recently, but it looks like it's very opportunistically good for you, Capricorn, and the significant other is kind of like feeling the same way from a different perspective. You already own it. You already got this locked down, but they're like thinking like, we could do something here. Like, this is the real deal. Let's have a look. Let's have a look deep inside. Okay, so with the moon energy here, deep inside, along with all this wonderful, like, let's say, energy that's very, very evident, because it would be very natural to feel a bit more comfortable and safe and supported with all this Virgo energy going on right now for you, Capricorn. It's very, very harmonious for you, and it's been a tremendous relief from all the pressures recently. So that's why you might be feeling so ebullient and positive about the prospects coming down the road. But the reality is, this is, again, I'm giving you my story here, Capricorn. The reality is that it's almost like you've been dealing with chronic long-term PTSD for so long. You know, what do they call that? Post-traumatic stress disorder. but it's actually traumatic stress disorder because there's nothing post about it. You've been dealing with it for so long, it's continuous and it's still existing. It's going on right now, and you're still going to be evolving through that. It's just that at this period of time in September, there's a bit of a respite. There's a bit of a chance here for like rest and relaxation and ability to nurture yourself and take some time out for yourself and really, really gather your resources and claim your right to be fully you in the context of a relationship, and allow for them to do and be the same, okay, as well, because you're two individuals in a relationship, okay? I don't know if there's other things going on, but I'm just dealing with one and another right now. But with the moon here, it's an indication that deep down you are very, very well aware that you're still involved in this very, very deeply bedded, long-term, transformational, convoluting life period right now because of Pluto in Capricorn going through your 7th house, going through your 1st house of self and identity and just being. And so it's good that you have this awareness. It's good that you have a little bit of apprehension and that you're not going to get swept away by the comfort, the fleeting passing comforts here of September time for you, because big shifts are happening starting in 2018, and you need to be prepared for that. You need to be very, very aware that the energy is going to change very profoundly at a very, very deep level. And you might already be feeling the kind of rumblings happening, okay? And it might be a little bit scary. Just Tarot Illumination giving you this report right now might be a little scary for you, but it's okay. It's really smart to keep some of your energies in reserve and keep your awareness on high alert for the incomprehensible, the unknown that is unfolding, you know, as you evolve through September and beyond. October, November, December, shift, change, 2018, big changes, okay? So I don't feel that this is happening with you right now. I feel that with the moon energy here, this is deep inside of you. You are getting a glimpse that there is a whole new journey up ahead. And this is a really good opportunity right now here in September to gather yourself, gather your resources, put it all together and make the best of it, because you're going to need everything you've got. All your spiritual capacities, mental, psychological, physical, emotional, financial capacities, everything you've got to keep going and to endure. And with this card, sometimes I feel it's like you get the feeling you're getting hazed, you're getting almost like not tortured exactly, but you know, you're getting really put through the ringer, like being initiated. Some people think of it as the initiation card, where it's almost like fate is drawing you into this vortex of mysterious energies that you don't quite understand, you can't quite see. And of course, with it's very, very powerful lunar energy, feminine energy, and it could relate very closely to all the eclipses that we've just been living through in August and building up to that time. And so it's an acceptance and an understanding here for you, Capricorn, that the eclipse energy is only just starting to unfold now in real time, starting here in September. We're coming out of August with, you know, the new moon Leo North Node eclipse, and you had the Leo Aquarius full moon in the earlier August. And so like the tidal effect of this wave is very, very deep and very, very long, and it's going to be continuous. And so you might be very aware of that, and it's very good to be aware of it so that you are not caught blind, or you're not just swept along by the fates. You are going with it, no matter how spooky or weird or incomprehensible. Okay, now let's have a look at the other. Let's have a look deep inside. Let's look deep inside. Okay, see what we got here. Well, I'm kind of relieved to see this with the Page of Cups here for this person of interest, in that deep down they might be kind of like in close alignment with you, because the energy here is very supportive and complementary between yourself and another, simply because of the elements, earth and earth. So material worldliness. And deep inside, uh, your other here may be aware that there is a sort of degree of innocence and naivety that they are facing in the context of this relationship that they might not have known before, and it's coming to the surface in the context of the relationship. This is the relationship, okay, here. This shape here is the crucible. The crucible is a very, very tough, durable structure, bowl. They use it in laboratories. It's made out of super high refractory ceramic, which can withstand mind-boggling pressures. Okay, and in a very healthy, loving relationship, you have a very strong crucible that can withstand anything. So as you intimate and separate in the waves of life daily, intimating and separating and having your traumatic moments, and they're having their traumatic moments, and then both of you having your traumatic moments, but also sharing some beautiful, intimate moments, all of that happens in the context of a healthy crucible, the relationship itself. And in September, this significant other may be coming to an awakening here with this like oasis type feeling of safety and safe harbor for a little short period of time here, like a few weeks, maybe a month or so, that they have all the best of intentions. Okay, so it's kind of good for you, Capricorn, that deep down I think they truly cherish you. They love you in a very kind of pure, innocent kind of way, and they have all the best of intentions, but they're coming to an awakening that in the context of this relationship, they might still have a lot to learn that has yet to unfold, because they are, if this is a relatively healthy relationship and it's ongoing, then it looks like there's quite a significant commitment between the parties here, because they might be sensing deep down that you have a lot of shift and change and transformation to endure coming up. And they are there with you, but it might be a little bit intimidating for them because they're realizing that they're already operating at their maximum level of love capacity and that there's so much more to learn, and that they might have to do a lot of this learning in context with you, Capricorn, by commitment, by decision. So it requires a lot of courage and boldness. And sometimes, some things are so challenging that if we actually knew how challenging they were, we would never go into them. So it sometimes can be quite advantageous. Like in your situation, Capricorn, it might be advantageous that there might be a little bit of degree of innocence and naivety in this significant other, so that like if they knew how much stuff and transformation that you're going to have to endure over the next couple of years, if they actually knew how challenging it would be in matters of the heart, they might not have the strength or the courage or see it as an opportunity. They might go, oh no, I can't take this, I'm out of here. But no, what I'm feeling instead is that they are with you and they understand, they can feel it deep in their bones that there's stuff coming up ahead, which we're just going to have to endure. Okay, it's like they're with you. It's like they are with you even through all of this, even through your initiation into a whole higher new way of being. So again, I see this as very supportive for you, Capricorn. I don't know what's actually happening. If you're having a really rough time in relationships right now in real life 3D, and you were wishing and hoping that you could have this kind of energy in your support on your team, so to speak, then that would be cool. So we would have to address that in another way at another time. I can't do that right now in this reading because I'm just calling out the broad story of the energy as it comes out. A lot of people watch the readings, and this might not resonate, okay, directly, but we'll see. Let's keep going. What about the relationship itself? Okay. All right. So deep inside the relationship itself, there might be an admission, like with the Five of Swords here, that it's almost like at the core of the relationship itself, like if we deal with these energies out here, where it looks like it's actually kind of mutually supportive energy, but you go down into the bedrock of the relationship, there's an understanding that there might be a deep, deep simmering conflict, deeply, deeply buried conflict, which is unresolved and perhaps unresolvable. Some wounds do not heal in this lifetime, okay? Sometimes we carry them to the end, and we have to live with that. And it might be an indication here, which could be actually supportive of the relationship itself, where the parties understand that even in the healthiest, best relationships, there are big challenges. And it might be indicating here with the Five of Swords that you have certain aspects of the relationship that may never, ever be fully resolved. This is the energy of futile conflict. This is the energy of lose-lose, where if, for example, both parties here decided, you know what, we'll tap into everything that doesn't work out about the relationship and we're going to go at it. It's on the understanding that it's kind of a waste of time because it's not going to do anything. All you're doing, if you focus on your problems over and over and over again, it's just like going to war for the sake of going to war, and you don't even know why you went to war. You're just fighting for the sake of fighting. You punched me, well, I'm going to punch you. You whacked me, I'm going to whack you. You betrayed me, well, I'm going to betray you, and that's futile. And if you understand the energy of futility and that it does exist inside a relationship, probably exists inside of all relationships to some extent, then this might be very, very handy to know and be aware of, so that you do not let this energy trip you up going down the road, Capricorn, as you evolve, because it looks like you do have good opportunities here. So if you're being really honest and open with yourself, as September moves along and you take advantage of this oasis, you take advantage of all this opportunity here to really tap into what has a good chance to work for you and the relationship, and you have a really good honest look and you appraise it between yourself and a significant other in a really open, honest way, where like you get it all out. It's just, it's almost like you invite them. You know what? It's you and me, okay? It's me and you. We've done okay so far, and let's make a decision to keep going. If you make a decision to keep going, we have to understand and accept that there are certain aspects about us and our relationship that we cannot figure out. But that is somehow, in some ways, healthy. In other words, it's like you, Capricorn, saying, you know what? I accept you with all your problems, and I love you anyway. And I'm asking you to accept me with all my problems, and I love you anyway, and you love me anyway, okay? And the other one says, okay, I guess that's a cool new way of looking at things. And you say, yes, it's a much more mature, healthy way to look at things. So we're not walking around in rose-colored glasses all the time. We're admitting that there are always, always little tiny little problems that can really escalate into huge problems if they're neglected. Or there are some very big problems that we have been neglecting, and now is the time, the golden opportunity, to have a look at this and fix it and heal it, even though it might be a little disturbing and disorienting. And then they admit, for the sake of love, for the healing power of love, let's bring that in, invoke that in, and see what we can do with what we've got. And then you kind of go, yes, that's what I was looking for in someone who loves me. And okay, well, I guess I'm going to learn a lot as we go through this. So it's like a handshake deal. I'll give you a big hug. I'll give you a big kiss. And we're going to go on to chapter 2 in Capricorn Mark II, starting in September onwards. Because with this oasis energy here of comfort and safety and respite for a little while, for rest and healing, it's good to take advantage of it. Be honest while you can, and then deal with it face on maybe a little bit later, but enjoy the moment for what it is. What's happening now? You see? Look at all these aces, Capricorn. Look at that. It's just, I'm sorry, I got kind of excited there. That's a lot. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to put this down here because we're pretty much at the end of the reading. Look what's happening here. You're in a situation where there's a tremendous amount of opportunity here for you, Capricorn. Yes, it might be a little scary and weird and disorienting. Yes, you might be dealing with a partner who is admittedly naive and innocent, but who's there. They're there for you. And everyone's being honest and open about what needs to be dealt with, what needs to be exposed. Like maybe we have been hurting each other over and over again in futile, silly, wasteful ways, and that doesn't need to be. Okay, this is a golden opportunity now to fix all that, heal all that, and start all over again and recalibrate, because look where it takes you. it takes you into a position where you can really, truly tap into love on a scale that you've never, ever enjoyed or even considered or even knew existed before. I don't know if this is going to apply to all Capricorns. I'm going to ask you to read for your sun, moon, and rising, and then kind of mush it all together to see if this makes sense, because I see this as very, very beautiful. Despite this Five of Swords here, I see this as a very beautiful reading for you, Capricorn, and it's about time you had something good, okay? So I'm really happy for you. Bless you, bless you, bless you, Capricorn. It's beautiful. It's an opportunity. Grab it. It's your right. It's your duty. It's your obligation. It's the most loving thing you can do. Love yourself first. Realize and understand what you've got. Looks like there's an opportunity here. They understand that. Be prepared and be willing to address any and all issues that need to be addressed regarding futile conflict and those little tiny thorns and weeds and seeds that can turn into big problems later on. And start doing the homework and the cleanup now. Virgo energy is perfect for that. It's all about purification, rectification, cleansing. Take this opportunity, evaluate the situation, and clean it all up so that you can open up the doorway to new love like never before, and then fertilize that. Okay? All right. All the best, Capricorn. I hope you get something out of this reading. Bye-bye. Have a good September. Bye-bye.